All right, guys, today we're going to talk about how we are going to be finishing up our twisted Picasso portraits. So remember, our steps are listed right up here at the front. You're starting with your feet and your hands, then you're going to those limbs, those body parts, and then your face. All of that in the purple is being done with our big brush. Remember, each and every space must have 3 values of our color. We must have our dark, our medium, and our light. So within our foot here, we have an area that's dark. As it blends and mixes with that white, it creates a medium tone, and then within the middle, it is the lightest. We can see the difference between where my foot is and where it meets that leg. So make sure each and every piece and part is like that as well, even the face. For my face, I had to go back over my lips with my darkest color again, because when I painted it, it kind of smudged and I lost where those lines were. Once we finish with all 3 of those, we're gonna take our paintbrush and we're gonna bring it to our dirty paintbrush bucket, because my color changes. Every time that color change happens, it means we need a new brush. So follow me and I'll show you where that dirty paintbrush bucket is. Once you make it to that dirty paintbrush bucket, you are gonna take your paintbrush and put it hairdos down. There is water in there to help start getting it clean. You're then gonna pick up a small paintbrush. This will be for your eyeball. Let me show you how you will do that. For your eyeball, you are just gonna pick any color that is in your table's paint palette on that plate. This one had some blue, and that's not the same as the color I did for my skin. So I would touch that blue. I just color in the colored part, the iris of your eye. Make sure to leave the other areas white, no matter which direction you did yours. If I go and look back up on my list, eyeball, finished. Now I go to my black outline, number 5. And since it's a color change, it means I need a new brush. Let's head back to that dirty paintbrush bucket. Same bucket, and my little paintbrush will go in there as well. This time, I'm going to a new spot for my new brush. The last brush I need is found right up here at the front of the room. They are going to be these nice green brushes. They have a nice squishy part for your hands to hold, and then you are going to grab one thing of black paint for your black outline, and I'm going to show us our black backgrounds today as well. So 1 per table. And you're going to use this paintbrush for both pieces. First thing we are going to do is we're going to take our paintbrush, remove the lid from your paint, and we are just going to work on the outline. For the outline, you're going around that outer edge and around those hands and those feet. When I use my paintbrush, I just do a little tiny touch. The whole hairdo should not be covered in paint. If it is, you are getting way too much. It's not a spoon, don't scoop. I hold it right on this squishy part, and I carefully use the point of that paintbrush to make a nice smooth line around. As you start to see it feather, that just means you need more paint to get that crisp line. Careful going around those fingers. We know that part can be tricky. Now, careful, don't do fast strokes. If you're pressing too hard, doing it too fast, it will leave you with jagged lines. We do not want jagged lines. We want nice, smooth, thin lines. To get a thin line, you use the point. Your line will be thicker if you press down hard. So careful not to do that. I can also go into my face and add those pupils. If you would like to add some eyelashes, you can do that along your top lid, as well as adding those eyelashes. For a side view eye, you can only see the eyelashes coming from here. This part is where your eyelid is. So this area right here does not get eyelashes. Once you have yours totally outlined, it's time for our background. Unlike the one at the front, we are not going to paint our background a color. We're going to let it be a contrast of black and white. So our background will stay white and we need to add the black. We are going to use patterns to do that. You'll have handout sheets that will show you some line patterns as well as some shape patterns. Now you can come up with your own as well. Watch as I fill my background with different patterns. I'm not going to section it off first. I'm just going to let those patterns blend together. As we finish up our twisted Picasso portraits, all your brushes go in the dirty paintbrush bucket, your artwork goes on the drying rack, and then you must clean up your space.